By default, the mic's noise canceling is turned on, and that's indicated by a blue LED light. And you can turn it off. You'll see a green light when you do that. And that lets you record the original sound because the built-in noise canceling is super aggressive. And if you're not really yelling, it can chop your words a little bit. Thanks for coming back to the channel. These types of lav mic systems are all over the internet these days, and they get offered for review pretty regularly. But I figured as these kinds of things start to get more and more popular and they start to have more and more unique features, we should probably be covering them so folks know if they're any good. So let's see what's unique about this one. I think you'll be surprised. Okay, so what we've got going on here is I'm wearing a mic. I've got this lav on, and I've also got a pair of headphones plugged into it, and I can hear myself. I can monitor myself in this microphone, but I'm also hearing the Bluetooth connection from this music being played through this transmitter to the receiver. Receiver's over here. And I'm hearing back what's going on in the iPad from this receiver, which is acting as an interface for the iPad. So if I stop this and play back, I can hear that playback through the headphones connected to my transmitter. So it's transmitting and receiving, it's sending audio in both directions. I'm recording to the iPad, I can play back from the iPad to the headphones connected to either pack, and to this pack I've got a phone connected Bluetooth for background music. I can use the volume to balance that, and I can also hear the microphone I'm talking into for reference. Tiniest bit of latency, but not enough to cause issue. It's really workable, so not bad at all. They've also included a pair of wind jammers, which work pretty well and clip on very easily. One drawback for folks who are not live streaming or recording with a mobile device, there's no way to split these two microphones out. So whatever you put through this receiver, whether it's one channel, two channels, a microphone, external Bluetooth device, it all comes out the same. It's dual mono. It's not even left-right. So it all gets summed, and then a duplicate output left and right gets recorded to whatever you're recording to, whether that's your phone, a camera, or an external recorder. So there's no way to go back and edit the two voices individually or anything like that. But where that would be a benefit is if you're live streaming, especially using a smartphone, you wouldn't have another piece of software necessarily to do this kind of mixing. So if you need to have two people or a single person in background music, this is actually a really good feature. But if you're thinking about recording video traditionally, where you would go in and edit later and want those two lavs to be separate audio tracks, this is not able to do that. You can see the way the screen goes to sleep here on the receiver, but we're still recording audio, so that's pretty handy to save battery. Yeah, this is definitely designed for a certain type of user, and it's not going to replace having proper lavs in a video production. But again, for live streaming, especially on the go and with mobile devices where you need to plug in USB-C or with a lightning cable and get two channels of wireless just out to a stream, a lot of times what can happen is the smartphone will just pull channel one. And if you don't have everything going out of both channels of the output, you'll only get the one mic on channel one. There's no other way to mix in channel two or music or anything. So I understand why they did this. It's just an important thing to know who they've built this for, and it's definitely for the live streaming folks. So what do you think about these 2.4 gigahertz consumer wireless systems like this? If you've been watching this channel for a while and have seen the wireless systems we've covered in the past from industry leaders like Lectrosonics and Shure, you'll know these are not from that world at all. However, for the growing number of people making content on the go with nothing more than a mobile device, content that needs to be produced quickly and uploaded as soon as possible, this type of simple plug-and-play, rechargeable, user-friendly wireless is absolutely finding a market. Online audiences, and maybe audiences in general, are far more forgiving of brief technical issues these days. Everyone seems to know the struggle, and that genuinely makes spending a ton of money on reliability for many creators a much lower priority than it has been for traditional broadcasters. The features packed into these things are incredible for the cost, and the quality, though lacking compared to professional gear, does seem to be getting a little bit better with each new generation of these that I've tried. Maybe someday they will offer more professional models with better audio quality and more features, or maybe they won't.